Foo Fighters are going to be playing Madison Square Garden for the first gig there in almost 500 days. They're going to be returning to the famed New York City venue for the first performance there since March 2020, Dave. It's been that long since a band has graced the halls of Madison Square Garden. The gig's going to be happening on June 20th with a full capacity crowd that has to be fully vaccinated. Dave Grohl and the boys promised on Twitter a very long night of rock and roll celebrating 26 years, 26 glorious years of the Foo Fighters. So we're nowhere near New York City right now. We're in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. But I'm pretty excited for this, the return of live music, but mainly the return of the Foo Fighters, because I think this is going to be a very cathartic and very therapeutic experience for all the people that are going to be going to Madison Square Garden to go see the Foo Fighters. And I'm hoping that this is going to be a hell of a party. We may not be there, but there better not be a curfew. There better not be somebody calling time at 11 o'clock for the house lights to go up, because I have a feeling that Dave Grohl is going to have a lot to say at this show and a lot to sing as well.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm super stoked. I'm glad they're the band they picked to do the big return. And it's good too, because everyone was waiting for last year. Of course, they were going to do the 25th anniversary van tour, which was like they had a bunch of ideas for, and it probably would have come.
It was going to come here. It was going to come to Hamilton, and they didn't come.
Yeah, it didn't come, right? So hopefully that this is like let's forget about it. Let's move on, upward and onward. And I think Madison Square Garden, obviously a historic venue, and kind of the center of entertainment for the East Coast for since the beginning of time. So it's amazing, man. The Foo Fighters are great. They're definitely one of the best hard rock bands ever. So the fact that they're in their glory right now, and they're one project after another, and it's still quality. Whether it's a book, whether it's a documentary, like their popularity right now is super hot. So keep it going. I like anytime a rock band gets praised and gets pushed in a way that people are going to pay attention, that's good for everybody in my books.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's good to see the return of the Foo Fighters. I don't even want to know what the set list would be, because I would hope that it would be extensive, reaching into all the various aspects of the Foo Fighters catalog, from every album to every B-side. And it got me thinking about the times that I've seen the Foo Fighters. I don't know. I think you've seen them a bunch of times as well. Speaking of, you were saying, crazy mosh pits.
Sure.
Perhaps one of the craziest mosh pits I've ever been a part of was when the Foos played Arrow Hall in Mississauga in 2002 on the 1x1 tour, when they played All My Life. This is actually a show that's available on DVD. They filmed it for the DVD. Did you go to that show, Dave? We were at that together.
I did not go to that show.
Yeah, but Arrow Hall, when they did All My Life and that song kicked in, the mosh pit was absolutely insane. Molson Amphitheater, I think I saw them in 2005 on the In Your Honor tour, where I saw them front row, which was not planned, but saw them front row. And then saw them at the Molson Amphitheater again in 2015 when Dave Grohl was on the throne after he broke his leg. And that was a very extensive show as well, because I think they ended up playing longer than 3 hours, maybe 3.5, 4 hours. And he was on the throne. He was talking a lot during that show. Every song was an extended jam. It didn't matter what song it was. Monkey Wrench, Best of You, Everlong, whatever. Every song turned into this extended jam, which was pretty cool. I thought that was enjoyable.
Yeah, they do. They have epic shows, man. I've been in a few really good Foo Fighters pits. I've been in some really like strange Foo Fighters pits too. One of the last times I saw them was in Chicago for the Wasting Light tour.
Yeah.
And I was there with a friend of ours, we'll call her Mystery Woman X, because during the set, someone urinated into her shoe while we were watching the Foo. It was kind of a wet, sludgy night, and everyone was really gross and festival-y, and people were just pissing. And it was when you're in a crowd, pissing. when you're in a crowd of 200,000 people at a rock show, right in the middle, and it's been raining for a few hours outdoors. I don't know, man. Like we were losing shoes. Like we had to go get tetanus shots. It was not a good scene, but unfortunately, a good friend of ours, I'll mention it after the show. We were standing there and I saw her and she looked down and started losing her mind on the guy beside her. And then that guy scurried off into the crowd. And I said, what just happened? What just happened? Did he grab you? She said, he pissed in my shoe.
He's a urinator.
He's a urinator. And then everybody booed him while he, probably went to go roofie somebody.
Yeah, I don't think Dave Grohl would approve of people pissing on other people at a concert, but it's out of his control.
You don't pee on people in a pit. Come on.
It's not a piss pit. It's a rock pit. Sweat only. Maybe some vomit. We'll see. Well, that's very cool. Yeah, I suppose at Madison Square Garden, the conditions will be somewhat controlled compared to when you saw them in Chicago. So hopefully, fingers crossed, things go off without a hitch for the Foo Fighters in Madison Square Garden, and nobody gets pissed on. That would be.
If you're looking to guarantee a piss pit in Madison Square Garden, I don't know. I'm not taking those odds, man. That could happen.
It could happen.
New York has changed.
We'll see. In a couple of, when this concert happens, we'll see. We could be reporting about it here at the Rock Squad podcast. Could be very scandalous.
We're gonna have reporters on the ground reporting on the piss pit.
This is the Rock Squad podcast live.
Dry. Yeah. The humidity level on the ice surface.
What? I feel a warm stream. Yes, it's definitely piss. Rock and roll is definitely back, everybody. That'll be the first indication.